The next gentleman, Professor Bryan Gaensler, needs little introduction for many of you here. Bryan is the director of CAASTRO and is based at the University of Sydney, an overachiever from a young age. He's been Young Australian of the Year and he's currently an Australian Laureate Fellow. Bryan, I'd like to invite you to come up and talk to us.
So Her Excellency Professor Murray Bashir, Governor of New South Wales and Chancellor of the University of Sydney, Dr. Alan Finkel AM, Chair of the CAASTRO Advisory Board and Chancellor of Monash University, Professor Margaret Shield, Chief Executive Officer of the Australian Research Council, Professor Trevor Hambley, Dean of Science at the University of Sydney, Mr. Niels Marquardt, Consul General of the United States of America, Mr. Bakir Bhatti, Consul General of the French Republic, Dr. Oscar Mose, Scientific Attaché to the Embassy of Italy, Dr. Paul Scully-Power, AM, DSM, NSM, and Mr. Ken Allen, AM, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's an enormous pleasure and thrill to be joined by you this evening as we celebrate the launch of the ARC Centre of Excellence for All-Sky Astrophysics, or CAASTRO. What began almost 3 years ago as merely a small group of astronomers talking about possible ideas and initiatives has now blossomed into an exciting new endeavour for astrophysics. CAASTRO already involves more than 70 staff and students drawn from 6 Australian universities, from publicly funded research agencies such as CSIRO and AAO, and from key collaborating organisations in France, the United States, Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada and India. All these people and institutes have come together under a single unifying vision to develop world-leading expertise in wide-field astronomy and thereby to address fundamental unsolved questions about the universe. Australia already is a natural niche for pursuing these inquiries because we have been the beneficiary of heavy investment in astronomical infrastructure over the last 4 to 5 years by both coalition and Labor governments. A variety of powerful new facilities are constantly taking shape. These include the Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder, or ASCAP, in outback Western Australia, a radio telescope so powerful that will be able to map the entire sky every night. The Sky Mapper telescope near Coonabarabran, equipped with a powerful camera capable of capturing an image 40 times larger than the full moon in a single snapshot. And the Pawsey Centre for Square Kilometre Array Science in Perth, which when complete will be one of the most powerful supercomputers on the planet. Through CAASTRO, our goal is to provide the critical mass of expertise, insight and human capital needed to ensure that these facilities make the discoveries that they were designed to deliver. In CAASTRO, we will make groundbreaking advances in our understanding of the universe, cementing Australia's reputation as a world leader in astrophysical research. We will develop innovative new ways of surveying the entire sky, of processing enormous volumes of astronomical measurements, and of visualising complex data sets, so as to build unique expertise in wide-field radio and optical astronomy. We aim to make high-impact discoveries using Pathfinder telescopes for the Square Kilometre Array, the SKA, thus positioning Australia to lead the major SKA science programs planned for the next decade and beyond. We plan to create a new network of talented researchers by bringing some of Australia's top astronomers together into a focused, collaborative environment. And we aim to create exciting new opportunities for students and young researchers, both in terms of training of postgraduate students and postdocs within CAASTRO and through outreach and education programs designed to inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers. CAASTRO has been up and running for less than 6 months, but already we have made excellent progress towards these goals. In CAASTRO's Dark Universe research theme, our scientists have developed a powerful new way of simulating the motions of galaxies and gas clouds throughout the universe. This software allows a standard laptop to simulate 1,000 trillion cubic light years of the cosmos in less than a day. As part of our plans to unveil the evolving universe, our scientists are using unique new technology developed by the University of Sydney and the AAO, in which large numbers of optical fibres are bundled closely together, allowing us to dissect what used to be a single spectrum of a distant galaxy into a detailed portrait of stars, gas and dust. And just last month, astronomers from CAASTRO's Dynamic Universe theme led an international team that announced the discovery of a planet made of diamond, something that resulted from an ambitious discovery to look for flashes and bursts of radio waves over the entire southern sky. Looking to the future, we plan to see the first stars and galaxies lighting up the universe around them, to measure the subtle effects of dark matter and dark energy over vast stretches of space and time, and to detect the fading radio glows produced by newborn black holes. CAASTRO will make this possible because of our unique commitment to teamwork and collaboration. We are forming new teams of heavyweight researchers, but who have not previously had the chance to work together. We are recruiting the best young scientists worldwide because we can provide them with training and collaborative opportunities that no one else can offer. And we are offering a flexible and supportive workplace in which we aim to provide new part-time career pathways to promote gender equity in Australian astronomy and to increase the diversity of the scientific workforce. Our significant progress to date and our ambitious plans for the future are in large part the responsibility of a core team of people who have dedicated themselves to the CAASTRO vision. In particular, the somewhat daunting challenge of establishing a new centre of excellence has been very much a team effort, in which I have had the unstinting support and backing of the CAASTRO Executive Group. This includes the CAASTRO Deputy Director, Professor Lister Staveley-Smith, the Node Directors, Professor Bryan Schmidt, Professor Stephen Tingay, Professor Stuart Wythe, Professor Matthew Bowles and Professor Warwick Couch, and our tireless CAASTRO Chief Operations Officer and rapidly developing astronomy expert, Kate Gunn. I'm also especially grateful to the Chair of our Advisory Board, Dr. Alan Finkel. As Alan explained, when I initially approached Alan about taking on this role, he responded that he was incredibly busy and the answer would almost certainly be no, unless the centre looked like it could be something really amazing. He asked me to send him a one-page summary of what I envisaged for him to consider. I duly sent this on to him, and I promptly received a response along the lines of, "You've hooked me, I'm in." Alan told me that he didn't have the time to do this, so he would make the time. And he has been true to his word, providing enthusiastic and expert advice in assembling a superb advisory board, and then guiding us through all the tricky issues of setting up the centre and then evolving and adapting it to a changing external environment. Alan, thank you for your support, and I look forward to continuing to work with you closely over the coming years. I thank all of the CAASTRO investigators, many of whom are present tonight, who so enthusiastically embraced the CAASTRO concept, gave up their precious ARC Discovery project slots, and instead chose to commit their time, resources and ideas to the centre. There are existing areas of astronomy like galaxy evolution and cosmology that have been outside my expertise, and which until now I've admired the work of many of you from afar. It's a real thrill that I can now begin to collaborate with you and learn from you. I extend a warm welcome to the many staff and students who have joined CAASTRO in the last few months as we've ramped up our activities. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you and to hear about your projects and ideas. As a scientist at the coalface, you will be the ultimate beneficiaries of the new ways of doing astronomy that CAASTRO aims to facilitate. I would particularly like to thank our administrative team who have worked so hard to get CAASTRO off the ground, and many of whom are here tonight, ensuring that this launch is a success. Special thanks to Dr. Vebke Eberling, Alison Muir, Dennis Sturgis, Tina Salas, Tanya Jones, Kim Durrell, Deb Gooley and Joe Daniels for their work tonight and in the weeks preceding this, and to Kate Gunn for providing such calm and coherent oversight. Thanks to all of you. Please join me in especially thanking the CAASTRO Events and Communications Officer, Susan Parker, who has worked literally day and night for weeks on this event, organising every imaginable aspect and expertly diffusing every crisis as soon as it emerged. Susan, thank you so much. If I can just indulge in one personal note, I want to acknowledge my amazing wife, Dr. Laura Beth Bugg. Throughout much of 2009-2010, the funding proposal that became CAASTRO became all-consuming. Night after night, I would beg off family time to head back upstairs to the study, to hold a telecon or to keep working on the CAASTRO budget, or to write more text on what eventually became a 460-page funding proposal. Getting to this point has been a tremendous slog, and the avowed non-scientist, who is my partner, has had no choice but to come along for the ride. I thank her for her unflagging support, her love and patience, and for her single parenting skills that have been an integral part in getting CAASTRO to this exciting moment today. Finally, I thank Tona Stevenson, Dr. Andrew Jacob, and all the other staff at Sydney Observatory and the Powerhouse Museum for providing us with this magnificent venue, which we have, as you've seen, defaced and graffitied with our CAASTRO logo. What some of you might not know is that in the late 19th century, Sydney Observatory was one of the major partners in the Carte de Ciel project, a daring international effort to provide the first detailed photographic map of the entire sky. Some of the work associated with the Carte de Ciel project here at Sydney is on display here tonight, over here and over here. It's entirely fitting that here, in the early years of the 21st century, we are here to launch the Centre for All-Sky Astrophysics, CAASTRO. CAASTRO is an equally ambitious endeavour, made possible through a commitment to combining cutting-edge technology with a world-class scientific team. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight in celebrating this initiative and in supporting our journey of cosmic discovery. Thanks.